Hello, my fellow Star Wars fan. I'm your host, Dingo Bringo, and I just figured out why Star Wars Episode 9 is called Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, and basically how the story is going to go and how the movie ends. So, before I get into that, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my future Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker theory and explanation videos. And please, please, please share this video out with friends and family and anywhere you can on social media, because this is probably my best theory ever. So, we know the title of Star Wars Episode 9 is Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. In the Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker trailer, we heard Palpatine's cackle. And it has been confirmed by J.J. Abrams that Palpatine is going to be in this movie, and he will be played by Ian McDiarmid. And Anakin is going to be in this movie as well. I did a video just 2 hours ago, or not more than 2 hours ago, just like earlier today, talking about that. So Anakin and Palpatine are going to be in this movie. But how? What's going to happen? Well, what I think is going to happen is I think for some reason, one reason or another, I don't know necessarily why, but for one reason or another, Kylo Ren and possibly the Knights of Ren are going to resurrect Palpatine. Rey obviously cannot match Palpatine, especially not Palpatine and Kylo Ren. So what she has to do is she has to go find a way to resurrect Anakin. And she needs Poe, Finn, Rose, 3PO, and R2, and Chewbacca, and Lando there with her, because if they do end up having to come across Palpatine and Kylo and the Knights of Ren, she's going to need all the help she can get. So, they resurrect Anakin. He comes back to fight Palpatine. The third act, basically the final scenes of the movie, mirrors Revenge of the Sith. Rey versus Kylo Ren, cutting back and forth between the main fight, Anakin versus Palpatine. The Rise of Skywalker. This makes so much sense. There's only one way to tie up all 9 movies. You have Anakin in it. Because all these 9 movies are about Anakin. Especially 1 to 3, the fall of Anakin, 4 to 6, the redemption of Anakin, and then 7 through 9, at first we might have been like, well, is Anakin going to be a part of this at all? Is his story going to be involved? Now, obviously, his legacy carries on because Kylo Ren is his grandson, but there wasn't really any clear distinction that this is going to also be about Anakin. If Episode 9 has Anakin come back to save the galaxy from Palpatine, it would tie it off so nicely because he would finally be able to fight Palpatine. Not just throw him down a chute. Fight Palpatine. Show his true power. We never saw Anakin at his highest potential. We never saw that. If you resurrect him, we could finally see that. And if Kylo Ren is going to get redeemed, I don't think he will, but if he is going to get redeemed, who better to redeem him than his own grandfather, who he looked up to basically his whole life? Also, balance needs to be brought to the Force in this movie. There has never been balance in the Force yet, as of what we've seen in the Star Wars universe. The prophecy calls for balance. Balance means equal on both sides. And at the end of Return of the Jedi, there was imbalance, because you had more Jedi, more light side Force users, than dark side Force users. In the prequel trilogy, at the end, you still have an imbalance, because although Palpatine and Vader are, they're only 2 people, there are still scattered Jedi all over the place. You have Obi-Wan, you have Yoda, you have Ahsoka, you have Ezra, you have Kanan, and the other Jedi here and there. You also have the Inquisitors. So there is still some imbalance. We need balance to come to the Force. What better way to do it than having Anakin kill Palpatine, having Rey kill Kylo, and Rey and Anakin both swearing never to use the Force again. Connecting back to Luke in The Last Jedi giving up the Force. What better way to bring balance? That doesn't mean they'll stop protecting the galaxy. You can still use a lightsaber and still fight and protect people without using the Force. But if people are using the Force, if Rey and Anakin are using the Force, that's in balance. And maybe somewhere near the line, somewhere down the line, in episode 10, 11, and 12, dark side of Force users rise up. And there's an imbalance again. Well, easy. Rey and Anakin, they use the Force again, and they defeat him. But for at least a brief period of time, there needs to be balance in the Force. I feel like the prophecy is misunderstood and misread. People think balance and peace are the same thing, where they really aren't. The prophecy specifies balance. Balance doesn't always mean peace, but in this case, it most likely will, since this is the final movie in the Skywalker saga, which means Anakin will probably die as well. Then I'm thinking about it, so it might just be Rey left at the end, and she'll have learned from Luke, hey, it's time for the Jedi to end. And it ends it. The last shot could be her burning the books and walking away. While editing this video, I rewatched the Rise of Skywalker trailer because I needed to get images for this video. And I realized that in the shot where Rey is looking at the Death Star, she has something in her hand. Now, let's add on to this theory. How and where are Palpatine and Anakin resurrected? Well, Palpatine was able to learn a way to cheat death. He just wasn't able to pass it on to Anakin. But what if that way to cheat death is to have some kind of item, artifact, or some kind of room where you resurrect a dead person or a dead Force user? Kylo Ren used that room from the Death Star to resurrect Palpatine. Palpatine had that room in his Death Star, and he just didn't have time to teach it to Vader because, well, he thought he was going to live forever, and he thought he had way more time. But he had that as a safeguard, so if Palpatine ever died, he would tell Vader how to resurrect him, and then Vader would end up resurrecting him, and the cycle would just go on and on and on, and he would live forever. So maybe in that process, you need some kind of artifact from that person's life that had significance to them, and you use that to resurrect the person. Could the artifact that Rey and Poe and Finn and all them are going to use to resurrect Anakin, could that be, let's say, Darth Vader's broken helmet? Or will they use his lightsaber? There's many things that they could use for this, but I just noticed that there was a bag she was holding, and it's possible she's holding the artifact that they're going to use, if my theory is correct, to help resurrect Anakin. The Rise of Skywalker. Rey, Finn, Poe, Rose, 3PO, R2, Chewbacca, and Lando going on a journey to resurrect Anakin, to fight and ultimately defeat a resurrected Palpatine. Let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think of this theory? I mean, not to toot my own horn, I think this would be a spectacular way to end the Star Wars saga. And, I mean, we've only gotten a brief glimpse of this movie. But this could be how Anakin comes back, and this could be what J.J. Abrams means by the Rise of Skywalker. Like I said, share this video out anywhere you can with friends and family, anyone on social media, because like I said, this is my best theory yet. I'm really proud of it, and I want it to be seen by people. Basically, I'm really proud of it. I want it to be seen. Click right here for my most recent upload, and click right here for my Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker playlist. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.